¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another video. My name is Pedro Millán. If this is the first time you're meeting me, I literally own 2 social media marketing agencies which literally make more than multiple 6 figures every single year. On top of that, I have more than 68 million views across all of my platforms with my clients and whatnot, 100 appointments booked, and a Grammy campaign that we actually won the Grammy, which is actually awesome. So I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I want you to make more content so that way you can actually create money online. So in this video, I want to mainly talk about something that's very prevalent in a lot of our lives, is the time in between tasks. And I feel using the time in between tasks as a superpower is probably the biggest cheat code that people never talk about, more so than anything else. Like, a lot of productivity gurus will be like, oh my god, you have to be using every single second of every single moment of every single day of every single year in order to actually achieve your goals. Not necessarily true. You just have to have a committed time that you dedicate to specific tasks that are aligned with the goals that you want to accomplish. And what do I mean by this? Like, I was just literally thinking about, all right, what video am I going to yap about today overall? Because I literally post 2 YouTube videos, actually 1 or 2 YouTube videos every single day, because I want to be able to get my silver plaque, right? So in order to do that, that is aligned with the goal that I want, right? Which is essentially a silver plaque for my YouTube channel. However, I will say also that there are times that I do have downtime. Like, I literally am not doing anything, and I could be scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on YouTube, scrolling on TikTok overall, and I don't even realize the fact that I could be using that time for something else. So what I'm trying to say here is I would shoot content no matter how you feel like, no matter how motivated you are or inspired or influenced or anything like that, in the times in which that you feel that you have 5 minutes to yourself, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in order to make a YouTube video. Because going into 2026, and this has been proven literally by multiple people that I'm in masterminds with, and multiple people that make content for some of the biggest literally brands online, like Alex Hormozi, Cody Sanchez, Modern Wisdom, etc., 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 that 2026 is the volume game. Like, it always has been, especially in 2025, but specifically even more so in 2026 with all these AI platforms, right? I'm sorry, that's an alarm that happens every single time. But anyway, we're going to keep going into this video while that thing plays in the background. But the point is, I mainly want to take you into consideration that the next year you're going to have to be putting out videos like crazy. And what does that mean? Does that mean like posting once a day, twice, 3 times? I don't know. It's dependent on what volume is okay with you. However, I will say that if you're going to dedicate yourself to volume overall, you might as well take the time that's available to you in order to actually put out the content that you said you were going to, right? So if you're literally going throughout your day and you have like 5, 10, 15 minutes in between tasks, more so than anything else, it is a cheat code. You use that time in order to make content for yourself and for your business. Like, literally a freaking Christmas music in the background is playing, but I'm still making the content because I want my people, I want my audience, I want my overall personal brand to grow over time. Raw, real, authentic, right? And it could be in between anything. Like, it could be like your job and you have 15 minutes to yourself, 5 minutes before you go to the bathroom, 10 minutes before you actually go to a meeting within your job in your 9 to 5 if you have one. And you'll realize you'll get way more done, specifically for the goals that you have for yourself as a content creator, as a business owner that wants to get into content, more so than ever. Because at the end of the day, it's just like you are only based upon your inputs. Your inputs equals your outputs. So if you do more with the time that you're given, you're going to get more out of everything, right? So even if the videos like are terrible, like literally terrible, and you just literally post them on a consistent basis because of the fact you're using those segments of time in your day in order to make more videos, then you're always going to win. You're always going to win. I would rather have all of my clients, especially when I was running the short form organic content agency, be making videos every freaking moment that they have to themselves and have 1,000 reps and a guaranteed success, rather than putting out 100, yes, like really edited, really awesome, really scripted out videos, and the potential of success happening is much lower, right? Because by the sheer volume of how much content you put out. So here's some things that you can take into consideration in order to do that as soon as possible. Literally track like your whole day when it comes to either your work, your life, spending time with your husband, your wife, bars, your children, etc., etc., etc. And then just literally take consideration as far as a log as what you do every single hour, right? This is something that I learned from Dan Martell, right? And you literally go hour by hour. So like, what did I do within these hours, right? What did I do in these specific time periods, right? So then you're going to time block the times that are absolutely not eligible for you to make content, right? And then from there, you determine the times or the time blocks in which that you're basically doing nothing. And you have to be honest with yourself. It's like if you literally get home from work and the first thing you do is get on your phone, literally that's an hour and a half that you dedicated to somebody else's content, but you could have been making more, right? In that hour and a half, you could have made 2 videos, you could have made 3, you could have made 1. It doesn't matter, right? Because more so for anything else, is like I said before, in 2026 is about sheer volume and literally just raw, authentic, super low edited videos, right? You see it happening literally all over short form content on TikTok, on Instagram, even YouTube Shorts. Like YouTube Shorts is actually outperforming TikTok 3 times the amount of views, and it's crazy just with shorts, bro. Just with shorts, right? So that's what you're going to do. You're just going to essentially take a log of all the time in your day, specifically what you're doing. If you want to go super advanced with this, you could do a whole week and do every single day with 7 days a week. And that's okay with you. Like include the stuff that you're genuinely interested in, like going to church on Sunday. Like I go to church on Sunday. Shout out to Jesus Christ and God. But mainly it's like, you gotta let out all the stuff that you literally do on a consistent basis within a given week, and then literally determine where are the time periods in which that you're literally doing nothing. And if those things don't necessarily align with you making money or you paying for your lifestyle, or essentially determining, is it not aligned with the content that I want to create in order to create the life for myself, to become a creator finally, then you're not going to do anything else. You're going to replace that time for making content. You're going to replace that time for making ideas. You're going to replace that time for doing scripting, if that's what you choose to do so. But I encourage everybody that's watching this video that literally as you go along within your week, even within just a regular work day, just jot down the hours that you're going to be doing anything, and just be super diligent about what you're doing within those hours, so that way you can figure out the time periods in which that you can actually do the stuff that is required in order to develop your content creator lifestyle or develop more traction for your business on social media overall. Anyway, the second thing that I want you to do, and this is kind of like the most important thing more so than anything else, is that I want you to create a set. I want you to create a set or a place where you can actually film that is very consistent, where you can literally just show up, press record, and just go. You know what I'm saying? The reason being is because like a lot of people, they literally take into consideration like, oh, but I have to buy like the newest phone, like this is an iPhone 17. It's like, oh, I need to buy the newest phone. I need to go do this, that, and the third in order to make everything happen. The lighting's not right, this, that, and whatever. Cool, fine, that's great, that's awesome. Listen, I hear you. I understand. You want to make your stuff look good. Like, I get it. However, I will also challenge you. It's just like, if you have a job and you want to transition into making content for your niche, for the problem you want to solve, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I would offer to say, use a budget, literally a little budget that you would use from all the money that you get every single month, and invest that into equipment that you can make all this content a consistent thing. Right? Because at the end of the day, it's just like if you have literally like a tripod, if you have the camera, if you have the lens, if you have the light and everything, more often than not, you're going to have really great looking content. And that's just bare minimum, right? And even if you do this with your phone, all you would need is just a lighting situation and then just house all these videos on your phone or literally a third-party software like Dropbox or Google Drive or something, right? So then you literally have no excuse. You're already taking into consideration the times in which you could make content, and on top of that, you're creating a place or a space in order to make content for yourself on a consistent basis. And if you need to go outside, if you want to film content at your job, if you want to film content anywhere else, then figure out within a given day or a couple days, maybe even a week, just like the first step, right? And just literally a week, take time out of your own day in order to figure out places where you can actually film on a consistent basis. So that way you never have to think about equipment, you never have to think about where, and you never have to think about what you're going to do or when are you going to find the time in order to make content in 2026. So in 2026, I don't want to hear it. I'm just going to continuously give you guys resolutions to the problems that you give me. But at the end of the day, you're only going to put out what you're very inspired by. So make sure that what you're talking about, or make sure the problem that you're trying to solve is something that you're genuinely passionate about, and that's literally lights a fire in you that's like no other. For me, everybody that comes to my channel, I want them to understand that they can make content online to make money. I have, multiple clients of mine have, and you can continue to do so with your own efforts. You don't need to get another person to make content for you. If you want to, obviously fantastic. Then ask me the questions as far as what are you looking for specifically within a social media marketing agency. However, you could literally do all this yourself. There are hundreds of people, even thousands of people at this moment that are literally making money or a career off of YouTube, off of Instagram, off of TikTok, off of Facebook, off of LinkedIn, everything. Just literally posting content, which is literally something that never could have happened 5 to 10 years ago. So I encourage you, take a literally an audit, a time audit of all the stuff that you're doing in a given day, so that way you can find the time in which that you can actually film content, and then find the places, create the set, create the space, and then make it happen. That is all. Literally 2 things that you can take into 2026 and kick ass to make more content on a consistent basis. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I make videos like this every single day and you don't want to miss them. On top of that, if you're a person that wants to create a social media marketing agency as an alternative way to make money, especially making 6 figures within literally 90 days, I did it, my business partner did it, and we created a community and a coaching program and a course that you can basically learn how to basically do that in 90 days or less. Anyway, but if you like the video so much, don't stop watching now. YouTube basically recommended a video that's literally around here somewhere, which you could literally continue watching to literally learn how to make content online, so that way you can make an income. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.